morning, Defenders. Today, as your commander, as part of your weapons qualification and certification training, I'm required to present a briefing to you regarding the Lautenberg Amendment. This briefing is required for all airmen by their unit commanders prior to weapons qualification and certification, and a necessary requirement prior to being authorized to carry any of these firearms by any military or civilian airman in the United States Air Force. So what is the Lautenberg Amendment? It's public law that prohibits personnel convicted of a misdemeanor crime of domestic violence to ship, transport, possess, or use a gun or ammunition. Individuals are also prohibited from above if under a restraining order for domestic abuse. And it is also unlawful to knowingly sell or give a firearm or ammunition to a person who is under a restraining order or who has been convicted of domestic violence. All members are required to fill out the DD Form 2760 qualification to possess a firearm or ammunition. The basic purpose of this form is to determine if you've been convicted of a domestic crime and thus your eligibility to legally possess and receive a government-issued firearm or ammunition. Your disclosure is mandatory for weapons certification and training, and failure to provide truthful, honest information could result in criminal or administrative action taken against you. As stated earlier, it is against the law specifically. It's a felony to ship, transport, possess, or receive firearms or ammunition. So what are those elements that need to be considered in determining whether or not you've been convicted of a crime of domestic violence? There are 6 of them. First, the person must be convicted of a crime. Second, they must have used or attempted to use physical force or threat with a deadly weapon. Third, we look at the status of the individual and the victim. Is it a spouse, a former spouse, someone you live with, someone you had a child with? All of these things are taken into consideration. And then, fourth, whether you were represented by counsel or you intellectually decided to decline counseling in your own defense. Fifth, trial by jury, or again, if you intellectually waived that right to trial by jury. And lastly, sixth, whether that conviction has been expunged, pardoned, or civil rights have been restored. If these elements are met, then you meet the criteria for domestic violence conviction. So what is the bottom line? The bottom line is, if you have ever been convicted of domestic violence, you may not, you will not possess any firearm or ammunition. If you are currently in possession of any firearms or ammunition, specifically a government weapon, you must turn that into your immediate supervisor, your flight chief, superintendent, or the commander ASAP. And if you have a privately owned weapon, you also need to take measures to turn that weapon in immediately, and any and all previous authorizations to bear firearms or ammunition are revoked. Remember, carefully fill out the DD Form 2760 today and be honest and truthful with your answers. If you have any questions, please contact any of your combat arms instructors today and they will help you. Stay frosty, warriors, hunt the wolf, and bring the light to dark places where others fear to go. Hoorah!